does it say? Oh. We're live. I don't know what it said, but...
Oh, yeah, it said something. Oh,
yeah.
well.
Yeah. Anyways, good morning, everybody. Welcome to a Friday.
Is it Friday?
It's Friday.
Man, my days are gone.
It's been a long week so far. But yeah. We got up super early today because we heard cows moving, so we wanted to make sure everything was good with them. And then we're like, well, we might as well feed them.
Might as well clean the pen up a little.
And then we had to hook up. We're in the Tonka truck is what we call it. It's our
big truck.
Medium duty truck. Yeah. And it's pretty much as big as you can get before you get into a semi.
Yeah, it's pretty big. So,
has a fun train horn. They should probably be able to hear it, right? Should I scare everybody?
Yes.
So it has a big train horn on it.
So it's not as loud in here. Out there, it's so loud. Like, there was one time I was doing things and Josh was like right there in the truck and he pushed the horn to get my attention and it scared me so bad. Like, I didn't think there was a train, but it was just so loud that I startled really, really bad.
Well, and the whole reason I put it on here is because, so this truck does not turn tight for any means, but we ended up going in a parking lot. It was me and my neighbor, and I was waiting for this lady to like, it came to a T, and I'm waiting for the lady to go past us so I can turn, and she just stood there, and the horn that came stock on this truck sounded like a little Volkswagen horn.
Like beep, beep.
Yeah, it was like beep, beep. And like, for how big the truck is, it didn't make sense.
Well, it wasn't even a good horn for a normal little
No,
car.
it would have made
like
sense.
A fake little beep.
Something that'd be on like a motorcycle or something.
Or
it didn't.
Looney Tunes.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense. So we ended up switching that out for a train horn.
Yeah.
And now
it's loud.
You forget how loud it is because it is pretty quiet inside the cab.
Yeah, like roll your window down a little and then do it.
Well, I wanted to make sure I got through that turn.
I guess it's only 7 a.m. and this is kind of...
Well, it's okay. We'll do it anyways.
Neighborhoods.
So yeah.
It's pretty loud. It's so loud.
Well, I mean, it's the morning call. It's like a rooster.
Doug says, good morning, guys. And Jason says, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
But yeah, we're heading into Phoenix right now. We have the 32-foot gooseneck on truck. Yeah. Hopefully it's not too bouncy looking.
It might be. This truck's a bouncy.
Well, it's considered a 2-ton at this point. So yeah, we're just making our way into Phoenix. We got to get some material, and then we got to go to another place and get some metal so we can
build some
make
stuff.
some things, weld some things up this weekend. We got a busy weekend.
Ugh.
Yeah, and I don't even want to be outside. It's hot.
It's so hot. We're gonna have to do it in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm not gonna do it in the day. It's way too hot.
Well, and the bad thing about welding is you can't really weld with like a fan on.
No, and not only that, you wear layers.
Right.
Like the gloves and the jacket and the helmet, like it's very hot.
Yeah, you're probably gonna weld today.
I know.
I don't feel like welding, so I'll nominate you.
I did it last time.
You did do it last time. I just don't like bending over to weld like that.
It's tricky.
I need to build me a nice welding table, and I have the plans and everything. I just haven't cut it out on the plasma table yet.
You should.
I'm just lazy.
More projects.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is everything's a project.
I wouldn't say you're lazy. I would say we run out of time.
Yeah.
And then we get desperate for sleep, and we use it sleeping.
Well, so we went to the casino yesterday. We gambled, right? And then right after we were done with the live, we stopped and had a steak for lunch, which is good. If you guys are ever at Santan Mountain, stop by there and have like their filet. They have these Brussels sprouts that are by far the best Brussels sprouts I've ever had. And it's not like just a standard Brussels sprout where they put like, normally with it, like bacon or something.
But bacon Brussels sprouts are pretty good.
It is.
But these have like cheese, sriracha, and cheese, and like a
peanuts.
cheese.
It's almost like a oriental glaze.
It's very,
like a chili
very
glaze.
strong. Each bite is like
it's
a
so
kick
good
in the face, but it's really good, really good. And the potatoes, all the potatoes.
Yeah, and the potatoes. But if you ever are there, stop by there, have yourself lunch, and if you ever see us, we'll take you to lunch.
Yeah, come to lunch with us. It's called Honey and Vine is the restaurant there.
It's worth it. And all the waiters and everything are really good there too.
But they're not open
Mondays and Tuesdays now. Which were our
But if they get busier, then they will be, and then we can eat there every time.
Right.
We go.
That's what we're trying to push.
Like usually we go on like a Tuesday and then we're like, the restaurant's closed. But Tuesday's the day we had available to do it.
This job site we're driving through right here, we supplied a lot of the products for it.
Yeah.
Can't go into more detail of what those products are, but we did drop off a lot of stuff here for it. Anyways. Yeah, Honey and Vine, legit.
Says good morning.
Good morning. It's Friday. Just be happy it's Friday. We made it another week. That's a win in itself.
Sambuca says good morning, happy human beings.
Happy human beings.
Margie said good morning, have a good day.
So
Michelle said good morning.
After we got through with the casino, I came home and I did just enough work to make it to where I could pass out. And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
I passed out pretty much till midnight.
Yeah, it was like 10 o'clock because I ordered it was like 11 because I ordered Burger King at 10:30 for the kids and I because I was like, there's no way I'm cooking.
Well, not at 11:30.
No, I was tired.
Yeah. Ended up, then I've been up since.
Yeah, you're crazy.
So,
yeah, watching TV all night.
Well, I didn't want to edit.
You were watching TV all night, blasting the TV. Okay, so when I watch TV at night, I put on sound canceling like headphones. So not only can I hear it really well without it being too loud.
Good morning, Kelly.
But I don't interrupt his sleep. Like, I'm very considerate.
Yeah,
that way.
For sure.
And you somehow don't have the same manners.
I don't.
Because you not blasted, but you do not care that I'm sleeping.
Well, I wear my headphones when I'm editing, so you don't have to hear it all that.
Okay, explain the last 17 years.
17 years.
Because you've only been editing for 8 months.
Well,
what about...
No, I'm saying I wear my headphones for that, but
yeah.
But watching TV, I want to lay comfortable on my side of my face and stuff like that.
And guess what I want to do? Sleep.
Right.
It's middle of the night, bedtime.
It's true.
Anyway, that was fun.
Yeah. So, it's Friday. I want you guys to remember how lucky we are that we get to wake up every day. My heart still hurts. I think I know why I've been kind of in a funk. And I was talking to my buddy about it last night. I think it's having all those floods and everything and having all those families washed away just destroys me mentally.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even really affect me because it's not close by, but it affects me to the point.
Because you're a parent.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
the older I get. What was that movie we started watching this morning? At 4 o'clock in the morning.
Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom. If you guys haven't seen that movie yet, watch that movie.
It's a hard one to watch, but it's a good
It gives
one.
me anxiety now. And it's going to be something that we just have to share with our kids every year and remind them how crazy the world is and how they need to be cautious.
I was just saying to Josh, I was like, we really need to make the kids watch this because they need to understand the dangers out there so that they don't put themselves in a position to be taken advantage of. Oh, it stresses me out. Anyway, Josh was it was a good stopping point. We were maybe a quarter of the way through, halfway through the movie, and he's like, should we go do cows? I'm like, absolutely. I jumped out of bed. I'm like, I can't. This movie is hitting me harder today than normal.
Yeah. I can't handle...
I've seen it once before.
And I get, natural disasters happen, but, my conspiracy theorist person that I am a little bit, I don't think that's not all natural. I know they do cloud seeding and stuff, but it just seemed like it got out of control. And then it even moved over to New Mexico, that same storm. It's hitting everybody hard right now. But I feel so horrible for everybody in those states that are hitting those floods and dealing with these crazy, and they're we get flash floods here and we always have people that get swept away. But man, I don't know. There's something
but not
about
in
this
the middle
one.
of the night in their sleep.
Right.
Like
Right.
yeah. I don't know. It is a hard thing to face.
Right. And the whole reason I drug Katie along is because I need her for the HOV.
Yeah.
So I use her body.
I really had chores to do, but I already did some of them. I put fly spray on my cows. I cleaned Daisy's owie. I gave the dog her breakfast and medicine.
You woke the children
Woke
up?
up the kids and told them to do their chores, please. And I was so nice. I even bribed them. I said, I will pay you if you do a really good job today.
Let's do that. I don't
Take
know.
that off?
I don't remember putting it on ever.
Anyway, I've done a lot today since 4 a.m.
Yeah.
All right, let me catch up on these. Good morning. My wife is now a fan of Huff and Even More Puff Hard Hat Edition.
Oh,
It's
goodness.
such a giving machine. Well, we must have stocked it for you to reap the benefits because
was it at Santan? Because
we lose every time.
Yeah, we put a lot of money in that.
Well, I'm happy for you that it pays you.
That's funny.
Because you know what game pays me is Phoenix Link sometimes.
Yeah, except the last time.
Except the last time. But yeah, good for you. Hard Hat Edition. Happy for you.
I gotta start speeding up enough.
Yeah. Kelly says, good morning, Josh and Katie.
Yeah, good morning.
Tammy, good morning, kiddos. Watching from New York.
I hope the weather's nice. That sounds like a good time right now. We need to go on more trips. Here's the thing. Even like
Can't
today.
leave. What if Daisy bloats up and needs an emergency puncture?
Well, yeah.
It's hard because I want to leave and go
We're
on trips.
caretakers of
but
animals. I
We're
get it.
strapped down. We're
But-
married to the animals.
Well, and I have buddies that I could put on house calls if need be.
We should.
But I tried to even get a couple of the girls I invited. Every time I go somewhere, it doesn't matter where I go, minus the casino. I'm like, hey, do you guys want to come with me? And they're like, well, how long are you going to be gone? I'm like,
As long as it takes.
an hour there, an hour back is what I said. And they're like, oh, no, that's okay.
Who'd you invite? The second?
Number 2.
Oh, because she's the only one awake.
Well, number 3 was out there pulling weeds. Or pulling weeds. She was making it look like she was working.
out there pulling weeds.
Yeah, she was making it look like she was.
She's very good at that.
She is.
She's got some skills.
She'll be a good actor if she ever
should be an
decides to be
actress,
one.
yeah. The other one would be a really good lawyer.
The other one likes to fight over everything.
Yeah.
You could even prove that she's wrong on paper and she'll still argue. She gets that from her mom.
I have nothing to say.
Yeah, I was waiting for a response, but I didn't get it. Lawyered. I win.
Whatever.
No. Guys, just remember, life is a gift. I think that's the thing with, like, every time I see these heartaches that we see, and I don't watch the news that much, so I only get, like, little clips, and
Well, we only see things that are, like, really serious because it reaches, like, all the platforms.
Right.
So
It's
then
like,
we come across
whether it's
it.
like a little short or something off
Yeah.
of YouTube, or a live off of YouTube or something like that. Life is a gift, and it can go so quick. And everybody struggles with loss at some point in their life, and I just want you to know, we pray for you guys, and it might not be in a direct way, but always thinking about the people that have heavy hearts.
Yeah.
And my heart's always heavy for those people. So I feel like I'm like one of those people that would rather take somebody else's pain. Like if I knew that they were,
you'd rather go through it so they don't.
I would rather be the guinea pig for sure. I am that person.
I feel like I'm a little that way too, like especially with our kids though, because I would rather go through things and have them not. But I guess every parent feels that way. But
yeah, I would assume so.
But yeah, in every situation, I try to put myself in someone else's shoes. Like if I'm driving down the road and someone has road rage, I give them the benefit. I'm like, maybe they just found out some horrible news. Maybe they had to take their dog to the hospital girl and then they're cow bloated. You never know.
Or maybe they're just D-bags and they cut you off
It's
because you're a
possible,
big trailer and
but
they think that they
maybe-
need to be in front of you.
Maybe they're D-bags because of something that happened recently or not recently.
Yeah,
You never know. You never know what someone's going through or dealing with.
it's true.
So
But
give them the benefit.
yeah,
Because it only hurts you to be mad.
it's true.
So.
And it's crazy how
And it's
something
easier
like,
said than done, obviously.
well, it's something like even you doing road rage to somebody
Mm-hmm.
can totally affect somebody else completely different. Like you might not even think it's a big deal. Like I
But
used
then
to,
it ruined their day.
well, when I was a teenager, me and my brother were kind of punks. And I just remember there was one time we were driving and my brother liked to flip people off all the time. And I would just laugh and these people would like lose their mind. Now that I'm older, that was kind of mean.
It's very offensive.
Yeah, and again, you don't know what they're going through. So having if some 18-year-old kid or 16-year-old kid did that to me,
I'd be like, are you effing kidding me? Come back here, you little...
well, that's why I have the big steel bumper.
And the horns.
It's not going to affect me at all.
Anyway, we try to give them the benefit. Just keep that in mind. If ever the situation comes up, just be like, what did Katie say? Maybe they're going through something.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Besides that, Katie, how has life been out of the casino?
Busy.
You always feel like you're stressed.
I am stressed.
You shouldn't be. Life
Like
is
everyone sees me, like the videos we make, that's like my break and decompressing time. So that's probably why I'm so cheerful. Like,
you talking at the casino?
Yeah. Because most of the time, like, things are hard. I'm very stressed people.
Yeah.
And I always have a list of things and there's always 100 more things added to my list every day and I only knock out like 3 of them. So then my list quadruples. It's insane.
I don't think anybody's list. It would be interesting to meet somebody that actually gets through their list.
So before we had kids, or when we only had like a couple of kids,
Now we have a
I
litter?
was able to have a list and like knock things out and be done with my list. My list is never ending now. Like never ending with all the things.
Yeah.
Like our Christmas lights are still up. And I've had
Hey.
a goal to take them down, but we're already
Hey.
in July. We're over the hump.
Hey.
Now we're just early.
We're prepared.
We are. We're ahead of the game. Everyone's going to look at them in October and be like, oh, they already got them up.
Well, you
That's
know
so
what?
cool.
That's like a
Or
thing
maybe
now.
November.
I mean, it used to be like bad juju to leave your Christmas lights up, but now it's like a thing.
I think it's still
No.
pretty trashy. But it's part
Our
of life.
Christmas lights are built into the house, so that's different.
Semi-built in.
Yeah.
You can still see them, and they're colored.
Well,
The problem is I don't even see them anymore until someone says, oh, you guys still have your lights up. And I'm like, yep, we do.
no, we're just prepared for all seasons.
We don't still have them up. We put
And
them
you know
up
what?
for all the years.
Why should Christmas lights only be up for that amount of time? Christmas lights bring everybody happiness.
It's true. Let's just turn them on.
Like, that should be the thing. Like, if you're feeling a little gloom, light your house up on the outside and make it feel a little happy.
You know what's funny is during the
Disney does
coronavirus
it.
pandemic, during the pandemic, we were like a week into lockdown, which Arizona didn't lockdown,
No.
but it did though, because there was no school, so kids were home and everything. And I was like, let's just turn on the Christmas lights. So we did. And then next thing I saw was Facebook with everyone turning on Christmas lights during COVID for fun and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's funny.
Such a
I wasn't the only
trendsetter.
one that was bored
Well-
and gloomy.
Well, maybe all those people that leave them up all year
We were
like,
the ones, yeah.
we're like, this is where we're coming
You know
in.
what's really funny is some people probably had to go put them up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But mine, I was prepared. I'm prepared for everything. That's why my car is so messy.
You did get your oil changed, though. You did it.
I did it.
Yeah, you changed it
Yeah.
yourself, all of it. I think all I did was pull the oil out and the filter and made sure you had the right.
And you gave me the little tool because I was like, go get me the tool. It's too hard to unscrew the filter.
Yeah, so you do that kind of stuff, which is impressive. A lot of women don't do that.
I mean, I probably wouldn't
What
have,
did that
but you...
one say?
I don't know. I missed it. Oh, yeah. Pray for Texas. That was before. I got to catch up.
we're passing Wild Horse right now. We actually made really good time today.
Josh, you were so right. Tomorrow was never promised, but living in the middle of this disaster is horrible. Most of the missing were just on vacation. Oh, that's awful.
Yeah, and I heard about the
and then
that church camp or whatever it was with a bunch of kids.
Or something.
Yeah, that's sad.
And most of them were children.
And I heard about a guy that like broke a window, got his family out, and then ended up cutting himself in an artery, and then ended up bleeding out and not making it. Like, it's just, I mean, I'm happy he had the strength to do what he needed to do to protect his family. But it hurts my heart because I for sure would put myself in that position over anybody any day.
Yeah, sorry, we were backtracking a little bit. So the most recent one, Pam said, our Christmas tree is still up, Katie. It was our choice. This was the first year I took our tree down before April.
It's true.
And it's only because I had a conversation with my neighbor before that. Anyway, long story short, I thought I should take the tree down.
Well, I was like, why don't we just
But I do love having it.
Why
so
don't we just
take
leave
it
a
down?
tree up and then just make ornaments for every holiday?
People do that.
Yeah, then that's a good thing.
Like where I grew up, we did that in our double wide.
Did you?
I think one year we might have. But kids love, like, why don't we have trees in the middle of our house? We should literally, like, dig a hole out of the tile, plant a tree, and have a tree.
An atrium
Why don't
in
we
the
have
house?
real ground? Why isn't our carpet
So,
grass?
my grandparents in Arizona.
Hold on real quick.
Okay.
Our Christmas tree is in our front room where I spend a lot of time. It brings me happiness. It's just my husband and me.
See? That's the thing.
Pam, we need to get together
we
because
got the same vibe.
I want to leave my tree up year round. I really do. I love the tree.
So, my grandpa has a house that is underground, and the only thing, and again, thought this was normal as a kid, the only thing is it doesn't have any windows, but it's like a basement house. It's really weird.
Yeah, like from outside you just see like a little
A
dome.
mound of dirt.
Yeah.
And you walk in
bridge.
and there's no windows except for on the front.
Yeah.
Where the
Front
door
door.
is and the back door of the place. And it's all like 3 foot thick of concrete and everything. And you would have to walk across a bridge to get to the front door of the house. But then there was an atrium from the bottom, like from the basement, and that was the fire access or whatever, fire escape access. And that was like it was all inside the dome, but it was an atrium in the thing. And he had like weird exotic plants in there, but they did well.
It was very unique property.
Now I want to build one.
I
The
know.
older I get, I'm like, why aren't all houses like this?
Why aren't all houses in Arizona underground?
Well,
Like, why don't we have basements?
So he had one little room that was like a little lookout tower, because he lived where he had an orchard, and the lookout tower was just at the height of the top of the trees. And the only thing that they had in that whole house to cool that whole house down, and it was like a 6,000 plus square foot house, maybe even bigger.
Big, yeah.
Was like a little window unit in that little top little lookout
I
tower.
remember it getting warm upstairs, but once you went like halfway down the stairs, not like hot upstairs, but like
No.
warm-ish.
It stayed easy 75 degrees
and the downstairs,
all year.
cold.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know, 15 feet in the ground.
Oh, way deeper
20.
than that.
Like that staircase was
Yeah.
pretty dang big.
Yeah, it was at least 20. It was a deep, like it was, 2 of the levels were almost underground, and then it had the little one above it.
We should do an underground home.
They make sense. Like in Australia, they do it. And
I've
we're
seen a lot
about
of
the
places
same
they do it.
temperature.
And we should be underground.
Yeah. Just food for thought. Man, we ramble on. This is great. We can just
Well, it's
ramble
funny
on
because
forever.
we'd be doing this whether that was on or not.
It's true.
Like these are the same conversations we have when we're driving around.
It's true.
But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope everybody's having a great Friday. Do you have any good? Did you wake up with any good advice besides get this child out of our bed?
No, I'm pretty sure that's the first thing I said to you was
That was.
get her off of me. We have one that loves to snuggle literally on me, and she'll sneak into my bed. And I was like, I need her to be put in her bed or on the couch or something.
See, but I
and
don't
Josh
have.
was like, it's almost 4, or it's like 4:30, and I'm like, oh, that means it's too late to sleep.
I don't have a problem with it because the other girls used to do it all the time. Now they don't really want anything to do with us. So I'm kind of like enjoying it while it lasts.
Well, she's not on you.
I try to
She's not
ask her
breathing
to.
your air.
She does. You used to do that to me too, to where your face would be so close that I'm like, I'm gonna die from your carbon dioxide. Like, I'm not gonna get any fresh oxygen.
I don't remember doing that.
That's why I always turn the opposite way.
Well, I'm your spouse, not your child.
Right, but she does do the same
You should
thing.
enjoy it.
She has to breathe in your air. You're her life source.
I mean, I did give her life.
I am surprised how dead this freeway is.
It is.
Did we pass some barricades or something that we don't know?
No.
Like, was I not paying attention?
No, there's a truck.
Yeah.
Jason said, yeah, I like that idea. Trees all year and decorate for every holiday.
So there's a design of a house, and it's like a Mexican style to where they have, what are those things called?
A
courtyard.
Yeah, courtyard in the middle.
Courtyard in the middle, and it literally has, well, I guess
I want one.
I guess even like Oriental, like Japan and China, or more Japan, but they have that style where they have a courtyard in the middle with like a pond or something, and the breeze that comes off of that water cools the whole house down like 20 degrees. So there's a lot of things we could do more efficient, that's for sure. I'm always thinking of those weird things though. But then I'm like, do I really want to build a house right now? Our girls don't even take care of our house that we have.
The only way we would build a house is if we bought property.
More land.
And there's none available within budget. Like, we're talking millions of dollars for like a couple acres.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Or we could go move to the middle of nowhere.
I would move to the middle of nowhere.
We could. Some days I'm like, let's just get rid of everything. We'll go buy a few thousand acres and we can have an airplane. And then...
I mean, I have been looking at property all over.
She has. She's been sending me... Okay, so...
I don't send them to you. It's my account.
So Katie's, like, obsession is saving every property she sees on Zillow.
Really, I should be a realtor because I know everything about all of these properties.
Yeah, right. That's all you need.
That's what I do in my downtime. If I'm not ordering groceries on my phone or answering YouTube comments, I am searching properties.
Well, then she was talking to a vet tech and was like, oh, I thought about becoming a vet tech, and this vet tech almost had her convinced that she should go to vet tech school online.
And now I actually am considering doing it.
Didn't she say it wasn't that expensive?
Yeah, she said it wasn't bad, and it's only a year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, a year?
But it doesn't benefit you at all. You're already doing everything a vet tech does.
I know, but then I could like work for a vet, and then I could get medications. Like, I could order what I need for my animals.
You still have to go through a vet.
But yeah, I know. I'd still have to. It's true.
Mine, like,
I already have a vet that if I order stuff, she'll get it for me. So.
There was that point in time to where I was like, I want to become a doctor. Not to operate on anybody, but just so I could get myself IV bags. And like my dentist was telling me this, he's like, when my wife gets sick, I'll just bring home a couple IV bags and I'll just flush it through her system. Now there's companies that do that, but before those companies existed, that was his solution, was like, oh, when we have a cold coming on, we just go get an IV bag and I hook her up to it or whatever and
knock it out.
Flush it out way faster. And I'm like, why is that not available to everybody? Like, I could totally poke myself with a needle.
I feel like if you needed I could do that.
I remember I bought the practice suture kit,
Yeah.
and I started practicing because you never know. That was one thing I was like, I'm gonna carry a bag of a needle, needle and thread in my hunting bag because the way you're gonna die is you're gonna be bleeding out somewhere in the middle of the forest.
Well,
Already got a tourniquet.
Well,
no, yeah, but a tourniquet. But if it's something a tourniquet can't stop, like a gash right here,
I guess, yeah.
you got to be able to suture. I can't say that word.
Suture?
Sure. You got to be able to suture yourself up.
You could just use staples.
Oh, a staple kit would probably work. Maybe I'll put that in my bag. My bag's gonna be like 500 pounds every time I go hunting now.
Well, it's a workout.
It's true. I mean, I don't even go hunting anymore.
Yeah, no time.
Anyways, do you have anything else you would like to say for everybody? Any good special quote?
I don't know.
You're just waking
Every
up.
day is a good day for cake. I don't know what else to say. I would like cake today. Oh, we should go to Dave's Hot Chicken.
I don't think we can make it into
We
that
have a lot to do. And this is a big
trailer. We're like 55 feet from nose to tip.
That parking lot's pretty small.
So that would be a little bit of a hassle to get in there.
All right, let me read these real quick.
Yeah, get caught up.
That's funny. I think, like, Josh, if someone is sleeping close to my face, I'm like, I need oxygen.
You need the fresh, cool air.
I need it too, yeah.
No, I have to have cool air. It can't be like warm air.
We literally lay opposite, like, with our faces out and our butts touching. That's like how we sleep.
Well, we'll cross our legs.
Yeah. we hold feet,
yeah,
not hands.
Yeah, because then you
Your
get
hands
hot.
get hot, yeah.
Well, and we keep our house like at 68 degrees all year, whether it be 120 out. I'd rather pay the $1,000 a month for electricity than be uncomfortable while I sleep.
It's true. The kids are always like, can you turn on the heater? No.
But
go outside. The heater's on all the time.
But it's easier to warm yourself up than it is to cool yourself down.
It's true. I would rather it be cool.
Yeah.
It says my shirt shipped. I cannot wait to get them in.
Ooh, who's that from?
Kelly.
Ooh, fun. We haven't even got ours in. We got our mug.
Yeah, I got the mug.
But it did say our shirt shipped too, and it says we should see them by the 14th is what.
I think Connie told me that she got hers.
How did she get
yesterday.
hers before us?
I don't know, because we ordered
way before everybody else.
I know. Connie got her shirt.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it turns out nice.
Yeah.
Well, let us know, Kelly, how the quality is.
Sorry, I'm trying to read.
Read it out loud.
Well, I can't.
Why?
Because it's sad. It's about the floods.
Oh. Well, that's
so sad, the floods, and here, where I live, I can't read, Josh. Broke our hearts, and yes, you're right, we're very lucky to be alive. Each day is a blessing.
It's true. And sometimes it's sad that it takes like a disaster like this to realize, like, to make you think how lucky you are that.
Well, you're in a bubble and you're in your routine and you're just kind of doing life and getting through it, and then when things happen, it really makes you stop and be like, wow, I need to, like, really be more thankful for what I have.
I love my life. I love every trial. I love everything about it.
And Jason said, same here, Kelly. Supposed to be today, hopefully. So we're excited to see it for his shirt.
Yeah. So we didn't go with cheap quality shirts either. We went with a higher quality shirt. That's why they're a little bit more expensive. But
and then Connie said, I got my shirt with a heart.
Oh, good. Yeah, they're supposed. Are they good quality?
So she told me, I didn't talk to Josh yet because he was sleeping, and then when I was sleeping, he was awake. But she told me that hers was a little crooked, so I'm slightly worried and concerned. And we might just have to buy all this stuff and make them ourselves.
Oh no!
I know. I'm hoping hers was a fluke. Sorry, Connie. I'm sorry that yours was screwed up. She said, I really don't mind. I'm just letting you know in case you wanted to know.
Well, they should, but it.
So let me know if they're crooked.
Well, not only that.
Slightly I don't know.
Connie, they do warranty that stuff. The only thing they don't warranty is like if you order the wrong size. So if like there's a quality
maybe
issue,
reach out and ask.
Go to your order and go to the support button.
And that doesn't hurt us.
It
That's
doesn't
on
hurt.
them.
Yeah, that's on
that
them.
company. That's why it's a third party.
Yeah, but it needs to be right.
Yeah.
And if somebody else comes crooked, man, I will buy the stuff and just do it ourselves.
That's what I was telling Connie. I'm like, this is what I was worried about with outsourcing.
Yes.
I don't have control of the quality as much. We did pick the good quality shirts so that they last. But yeah, if it's crooked, that's not good. Like, yeah.
Yeah. How do you screw up how do you screw that up? Like,
I don't know.
Kids these days. See, I'm such a quality control person of like, drives me insane.
Jason said I'm gonna have to order a mug. I'm a huge coffee drinker.
Oh.
The mug is, I should show you guys. I don't have it right now, obviously, but it is a really nice looking mug.
Well, we did the nicer ceramic mug too.
Well, and there's two sizes. There's like a 12 ounce and a 15 ounce. And I think I ordered the 15 ounce because it's just a little bit bigger, but it's cool looking. I really like that one. And then Kelly said I almost ordered one for hot chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take mine and make bartender Matt put my hot chocolate in it, and it will fit 2 hot chocolates because it's big.
You get double the chocolate.
Definitely prayers for all going through disasters and other issues. Connie said very good quality. They washed up very nice. Oh yeah, because she told me she was going to wash it and see how it held up.
Oh, good. That was the other thing I was wondering.
Once it was washed, it shrunk a bit and logo looks much better. Oh, well that's good.
Yeah.
It's not often that things look better after shrinking and washed. And then Jason said, LOL, I would kind of like the crooked. It'd be unique. And Josh and I are a little bit off,
I'm
so
crooked.
Maybe they just knew.
Should I tell them what my dentist told me?
I don't remember what.
So, well, no, if I bring it up, they'll look for it. Okay, whatever. I don't even care.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
So, when I was little, I knocked out one of my teeth.
Oh, yeah, don't tell him.
No?
No, they'll look.
Well, no, because it has something to do with crooked, right?
Okay, go for it.
So we were doing the Invisalign or whatever the heck it's called. Still didn't finish it. I'm like 1 month of finishing it, and it's been like a year.
I think I have like 4 months or like 3 months left.
Yeah, so I have like 4 weeks, and I never finished. But I knocked out a tooth because I was jumping on the trampoline with my brother with a hose, and the hose metal piece went and knocked the tooth out.
I can feel that happening.
Well, it grew together to where it took the space of that tooth, which is fine.
Yeah.
But when we were doing the Invisalign, he's like, you know, you're missing a tooth, and I forget. And he's like, well, we could gap that, and then we could put a tooth in there. And I'm like, but isn't that what the whole point of a crooked smile is? And so I'm like, I like it. It's unique.
I remember when we were dating, I looked at you, I'm like, I think you're missing a tooth. And you're like, not many people notice that about me. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember you being pretty surprised that I even brought it up.
Now everybody's
like,
gonna know.
Yeah, you brought this up. I didn't.
No, it's just one of those things that I got it knocked out as a kid.
Maybe that's why your smile is so unique.
They're like, that dude
because
is
it's so
effed
different.
up.
They just can't they can't put their finger on it. They're like,
Right.
there's something different, but I can't quite. Well, it's a missing tooth. You want to be like Josh? Knock a tooth out.
Right. I mean, there's a
And
lot.
also the cerebral palsy. That could play.
The
into
cerebral
it.
palsy, I would say, has a lot to do with it. Is this dude gonna cut me off?
I hope not. He has a trailer kind of like ours.
Yeah, we're in downtown Phoenix, and I'm waiting for a semi to get out of the way so I can pull in and get loaded up.
I have a good story about this area.
Okay.
Like 8 years ago, 6 years ago. I can't remember.
And we're like downtown, like
eight
Van
years ago?
Buren and the 17 kind
Oh
of
yeah,
thing.
we are in the center of it.
27th Avenue and Van Buren-ish.
So our truck went out, the water pump or something. What happened?
Yeah, our water pump went out.
Middle of summer, hottest days, like the hottest couple of days, but that day specifically. And we had to pull over and his brother had to come rescue us, but we just had him go get the parts, and we changed it on the side
Well,
of
my
the road.
brother was the mechanic at the time for the company.
Yeah, so he came and helped us.
That was the only benefit about the company was, hey, where are you at? I need you to
I
come
need you
here
to
and
fix
change a
this.
water pump for me.
And where we were parked was like a parking lot behind a building,
Uh-huh.
and there was a homeless guy that was there, and he kept like looking over and then doing his own thing and then looking back, and we're like, we're really sorry, we're like in your home, but we didn't say that. We were like, we're so sorry. And anyway, I think you gave him like, didn't you give him like 20 or 50 bucks? You're like, here, this is for us invading your space. He's like, you don't need to do that. And you're like, yes, I do.
Well, I know we gave him.
We were there for a few hours,
Yeah,
like interrupting his nap.
Well, we gave him like lunch and everything.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what I think of
But
sometimes.
I
when I'm
was
driving
pulled up
down
right next
here.
to his like, what's it called?
Home.
Well, yeah, but mattress on the asphalt. He was sleeping on a mattress.
We're literally right there in his space, and we couldn't move the truck. It was broken.
Yeah, I felt bad.
And he was trying to nap.
He was trying to nap.
But he was very nice.
Yeah.
He didn't hurt us. He was super nice.
I remember when we used to go down to like downtown Phoenix like this, Katie would always be scared.
Not scared.
Scared.
I mean, I would definitely not walk down the street right here, right now.
Oh, see, I've worked down these streets so much it doesn't even faze me anymore. No, everybody wants to be left alone for the most part.
It's true, for the most part. But, oh yeah, I remember.
And everybody thinks I walk with a limp as it is. They're like, he must be real gangster.
Maybe you should get a face tattoo.
Okay, that's the next step.
But he would always like, if someone was sitting outside like a gas station, Circle K or whatever, in the middle of Phoenix, like specifically the one down the road, he'd be like, did you have lunch yet? And they're like, no. He's like, here, I'll buy you a hot dog and a drink. Like he always, because you know the hot dog and drink special for Circle K? Yeah, Josh would always buy whoever's sitting outside Circle K a hot dog and a drink.
I like to help people.
No, I like it. It's fine.
I feel like as long as it's not financially destroying you to help somebody, there's no reason you shouldn't. And I feel like we get more blessings from, I mean, and our relationships. Like we'll create relationships from a lot of random people that you would never ever meet. That's why I like the whole, even the YouTube thing. We're creating relationships with people we would have never had connections with.
Like how Connie and I are BFFs.
Right. Well, you guys text each other now.
Yeah, well, she was texting me the shirt thing. She's
Right.
like, the shirt is crooked.
So, you guys do whatever you want. I don't care.
Connie and I are supposed to meet up for, what was it?
I don't know.
You told her that I could go out with her and that you would stay
Oh,
home
you
with
guys
the
go
kids.
into like a baseball game or
We
something?
haven't planned anything, but I
Oh.
remember you saying like, yeah, you and Connie, because Connie used to take her mom to things, but now her mom isn't with her anymore, so she is like alone. And I'm like, I'll go to things with you, Connie. And Josh is like, yeah, Katie will go.
Yeah. Katie needs relaxation. She's gonna start losing her hair like me if she's not careful.
I need to get my chores caught up. Anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if people said things during that or if we're just going off about
Sorry.
what.
Sorry, this is kind of who we are. We're just little, we run around and just keep talking and we never shut up, and for some...
Both are silly. I love it.
Okay.
How long ago did she say that? Before our rant?
Right. Now we're talking about hot dogs. Now, okay. So if you guys are ever on, I think it is 27th Avenue. Let me see the next street over. I'll tell you. Don't do this to me, car. Okay.
What is it doing?
I don't know.
Reset it.
Navigation. I think that was the Apple one.
What, are you going to tell him to go eat at a place?
Yes.
Burger shop?
Yes. So there's a place on, yep, it's 27th Avenue and Van Buren. Right there on the southeast corner. It's an old place called Burger Shop. And
Shop, S-H-O-P-P-E.
is that how it's spelled? It is delicioso. And you can get it for breakfast, lunch, and it's like good diner food. And
Yeah, but the burger, the Best Buy, comes with a drink, fries, and the burger. Oh,
they're
that's
expensive now. They used to be a good deal, but
good. Yeah, it used to be $6.
yeah, but now it's like 12 or something.
I mean,
it's still
inflation.
it's still part of where everything else is in life. But
Yeah.
but I mean, they had really good onion rings. Their onion rings are really good. It's either hit and miss with that, but they've been there since I was a kid. When
still gotta order them.
There was a racetrack that was down the street on 19th Avenue, and I remember, I remember before I'd go race, we would stop by there and get lunch. So, but
I mean, that was one of the first places you took me when we were hanging, because like I was hanging out with you while you were at work one day when we started dating, and I just stayed in the truck all day with you, and we went to Burger Shop.
Oh, when I was a supervisor?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that, and then you always had to get the racetrack nachos with jalapenos and a Snickers and a Pepsi, and that was like, I had to have that routine, otherwise I had a bad night. Like, it's weird. Like, some people are very superstitious about things, but mine
was racing.
Well, it was racing, but it was, I had to have nachos with jalapenos and a Snickers and a Pepsi.
And a red vine to drink your Pepsi.
No, that was at movie theater.
Oh, okay.
But that was the thing. Or if the Pepsi wasn't available, they had the that's where the Shirley Temples came from, was the racetrack. It was the RC Cola, cherry RC Cola stuff, the Sprite, cherry Sprite.
So that's where that stemmed from?
I'm not even kidding.
See, we all learned something new. I didn't know that. I didn't know where it started. I just know he's always ordered the girly drink.
But, well, that's from, you know what? It wasn't a girly drink when I drove that fast.
I didn't even know what a Shirley Temple was until you ordered one once. And I was like, what is that? You're like, you'll love it.
You know, some of my greatest hits were when I was racing, and because you have to kind of sit there and before you're going around, and you'd have to sit there and get yourself amped up, because otherwise you're just like not in the mood. I don't know. I didn't really get nerves. I never got nerves racing. I always felt like every time I would strap myself into the seat with the 5-point harness, I would all of a sudden have to go to the bathroom. That was one thing. But maybe that was nerves.
You know, I just saw a thing that was like 1% of people don't have that fear thing in their brain. Like
I didn't.
The gene.
Yeah, I didn't when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I would even catch on fire and put my own fire out. I was like, I got this.
No big deal. I'll handle it.
Yeah, let me roll myself out. You go ahead with your little 1-pound fire extinguisher.
What was it again? Drop, stop, drop, and roll? What was it?
No, it was an interesting... I remember one time I caught on fire, and it was all methanol. And I put myself out. The guy came rolling up on a quad. He pulled out like a little 1-pounder, like what you'd have in a kitchen.
Okay.
And tried to put the fire out. And the fire is pretty much clear. And you can kind of see the heat waves, and he's like pointing at the fuel tank, and then I'm like, what are you doing? And he pushes the car forward, and it just makes it get oxygen and makes it go worse. I'm like, you're literally burning everything down.
Right.
And so I went over to his quad and got like one of those big old 5-gallon ones and put it out myself. And I was like, I had to be maybe 14. So.
Well, at least you were able to stop, drop, and roll.
I've only crashed a few times, and I made it count. There was one time I think I passed out because we were racing in the middle of the summer, and it was like 120 out, and then by the time it had to be close to the end of the race, and I think I was in like second or third, and I remember I knew I shouldn't have made... I was coming into a corner, and I knew I shouldn't have made it into the corner, and I stuck it in anyways, and I ended up flipping. And then I used to race sprint cars, and the wing that was on top of the car came down and cut right through my brand new helmet, and it gashed out my whole helmet. And I was so sad about my custom helmet being...
Because it was brand new.
Destroyed.
With all of your sponsors on it.
I still use it though, or I mean, I did. I have like a few helmets, but yeah, that was my favorite one. You know what? And that was the only year. So I always had like orange, blue, and white cars. And I got the sponsor when I was so I was sponsored, and it had John Force on the team, and it had Adrian Fernandez, and then I was the other guy. But I was a young kid. I didn't know anything at that time.
Yeah.
And the colors of that company was white, green, and blue. And that was like my worst year of racing ever. And everybody said it was the green because it was unlucky, which I've never heard that, but maybe it made it start. I blew up so many motors that year, but I did set a lot of track records that year right before the motor blew up.
Sounds like I know how the motor blew up.
Well, they always say the motors run the best right
before they die.
Yeah. So I did. I think there's actually a couple tracks in Arizona that are left that I still hold a record at. Well, the last time I went, which was like, I haven't been to a race in 10 years at least.
The last time I remember going was when I was pregnant with our oldest.
Was it up north?
Yes.
So that was the last time I went, and I had the record still at that time.
Because I remember.
Because they announced it on the intercom.
Yeah, I was like 7 months pregnant, and sprint cars are very, very loud. And babies kick really hard.
Oh, I never even put that.
I got like beat up from the inside. My ribs hurt for like a week.
I saw somebody. Mark says, Josh raced? Hell yeah. Now I know why I like this guy so much. Well, yeah. I don't like to tell people I did, but I guess I just did. Yeah. I have a lot of memories racing. Yeah. I mean, it's all I did. I never was like...
It was your whole activity as a child.
It was. Like, it was from, I would say, 6 years old all the way up to, when did I quit racing? When we got 21 years old. So, I actually met Katie the day after I quit racing.
Well, you hadn't quit yet.
Well, that's true.
Technically, you just got in an accident, came home from the hospital, and...
I make it count when I crash.
Yeah.
Or
and
when
I was there.
It wasn't even that. It was somebody took me out. I ended up flipping like 40-something feet on top of a concrete barrier. The car folded in half, and this time I got out. Well, okay, let's go back a year before that. A year before that, there was a racetrack called Manzanita, and I raced there, and some kid took me out. Didn't even know who he was, because I was becoming... So I started racing sprint cars at like 12. And I had to go to every track and get special approval. Like, I would have to go around. I had my own insurance policy that followed me around.
Too young to, like, for the
you had to
track
be 18.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I would have to go around, get approval from each track owner, and then they would allow me to race. But I was like a probational period of racing. So it took me a long time to be able to get approval to all these tracks. And then by the time I took like 2 years off when I was like 16-ish, and then I went back and had a brand new car. The motor was only running on 6 of the 8 cylinders, was still in like second place. The dude took me out when I was out on the outside. I ended up flipping 14 times, not barrel roll, but but nose to tail. And then my brain ended up hitting against my skull and made me go blind for 3 months or whatever. And then I was happy to get my eyesight back. But then a year later, built another car, never practiced, never did anything, went out to a race down in Tucson, and I was way faster than everybody else, but I was very content at being like the 11th place I was in, or wherever place I was in.
Like, I'm gonna take it easy.
Yeah.
First day back in the seat.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't even hitting red line or anything like that, but I was way faster. My gearing was perfect. Car was set up just fine. Same thing, one last lap, guy took me out again, and I ended up flipping, but instead of going front to nose, I hit the ground once, and then I flew like 40 feet up in the air and landed on the concrete barrier of the fence. But this time I could see, and I knew exactly who it was, and I went to go take my helmet off to bash him with it, and I ended up just coughing up blood all over the place. And so,
You
yeah.
went to the hospital, didn't you? Oh, no, they wanted to take you to
They
the
wanted
hospital.
to, and then I found out, so I went to go buy a house, and I found out that the track, so the track's supposed to cover like anything medical, because that's what or the club is or something, I don't know. But they're supposed to cover your medical expenses, because that's what you pay all those extra fees for the whole year. And they didn't cover any of it. So I had like ICU bills and everything, and still owed 40 grand, and I didn't even know about it till I went to go buy a house. And then they wanted me to go, this other track wanted me to go, and the owner came up, and I'm just sitting there in the trailer just boiling blood out of my mouth, and they're all trying to urge me to go to the hospital, and I'm like, no, you guys screwed me over once before. I'm not falling for this again.
Fool me once.
Yeah, fool me once. I'd rather bleed out right here. And then the owner came up, and he's like, I promise you I will cover everything. So I ended up going. Was afraid to go to sleep because of how much blood was coming out of my internals. Everything else looked fine. I could see this time. But they, after all the x-rays and all the tests and everything, they still couldn't find what was wrong. Which is kind of weird with the amount of blood that was coming out.
Yeah.
I even think that fire suit never got washed, and it still has blood all over it. But, yeah, so long story short, I don't trust racetracks that much, or people.
But then you came home and I was in your brother's bed.
That's true. That's how we met. And then, I mean, I guess meeting on me coming home from a bad crash gives her a sour taste in her mouth of racing.
Well, that's when we were planning to get married, and I'm like, you're not racing anymore. I'm not gonna be like having kids and then you die in a crash. Like,
but I could literally, the way I walk, I could trip over a rock.
It's true.
And die. Now she knows.
You're a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, I am. I'm just an accident waiting to happen.
I probably saved your life by
Hi, Tanya.
Not letting you race, or not letting you, but making you. I didn't make you quit.
Well, and then
you said you were kind of over it.
Well, I was at that point. I just kind of, everybody's idiots. I just remember, like, I was so hard on myself about how I drove, and then it'd be different if, like, I caused the issue.
Yeah, but both times someone else did it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, like, I don't know who anybody is. Like, I don't pay it's kind of like gambling. Like, I don't know what machines do what. Right? I just show up and I have fun and I do the best I can. Everybody is like, oh, you know, or even other YouTubers. I don't know anybody. I don't pay attention. I just do what I'm there to do. And that's kind of how racing was, is like, unless I've seen the car multiple times, I don't know who they are. And I raced with all different types of people. And the people that I grew up racing with, like the big names that are in NASCAR and crap now, they held their line, and I just wasn't used to not racing with those kinds of people, so I got hurt.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'd do it again. Maybe not. But that's how I became fat too, is I was always so active and sweating in a fire suit. Oh, there we go. That semi sure took a while to pull out. But anyways, well, we should end there. Or do you have anything else you want to read?
Connie said, have you guys played the checker flag slot game at the casino? It's pretty fun.
I have not.
I have not either. I don't think I've seen one.
No, I'll have to look.
The only game... Yeah, no, I don't think so.
What else you got?
And then I like racing. I live up the road from Steve Kinzer in Indiana.
I used to race with Steve Kinzer. Yeah.
Well, there you go. You and American Poker and Gambling have a lot in common. Or him in common.
Yeah.
And then, dang, Josh. That's Connie. That's Connie's voice in my head. Dang, Daniel. Hi from Delaware.
Hi. Yeah, I think that was Tanya.
Tanya.
Yeah. I saw that one.
Does Delaware have nice weather right now? Probably, yeah.
It can't be any worse than what this is. Anyways,
I'm always so curious about the weather.
we got to get to work.
Yeah.
I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday. Remember, spread those smiles.
Yeah, spread smiles.
We're pulling in. So we will talk to you guys later.
Yeah, see you later. Have a great day.